Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show us how to make a short with paper bag waists, or should I say a short without zipper but you'll be attaching elastic. Okay, so let's get started. Now to make a short that will be having elastic, you need to adjust your trouser or your short pattern. Okay, so this is my short here. So the only adjustment you'll be making is that you'll be measuring the your hip circumference measurement on the waistline. Okay, then you add about 3 inches to the waistline measurements. Okay, as in you raise it by 3 inches upwards. Then you have the same measurement on the hip and on the waistline, so that the short will be able to pass through your hips. Okay, and then of course you add other necessary seam allowance. Now this is my back pattern. I also added my half-inch seam allowance, so I'll go ahead and join it together. Okay, so now that I've joined my two front pieces together on the crotch, same thing with the back, I will now pin them together at the crotch here. Okay, and sew with half-inch seam allowance. So I'll just sew with half-inch round. Okay, but make sure you pin so that the fabric will not shift. So like I said, if you are making a short or trouser with paper bag waist, on the waistline, instead of adding half-inch seam allowance, you're adding 3 or 4 inches to the waistline, seam allowance on the waistline. Okay, so here I've sewn the inseam. Now I'll go ahead and do a roll them on the hemline of my shorts. Okay, that is, I will roll it half-inch twice. Okay, if you want a bigger band, then you can probably add 2 inches to the hemline of your shorts. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and roll it, and then after rolling it, I will sew my side seams with 1 inch. So here I'm doing a roll them. Okay, and then like I said, your side seam allowance is 1 inch. Okay, same thing on the other side of my shorts. So basically we are almost done. Okay, yeah, so now I'm done sewing the side seam and I've done the roll them. So the main aim of this tutorial is how to make the paper bag waist. Now on the waistline, you first of all iron half-inch round with your pressing iron. Okay, then you now fold again. You fold again inwards and measure 2 inches. Right, you measure 2 inches. Don't forget that I said you should add 3 inches to your waistline as seam allowance. So this is 2 inches here. Okay, so but you have to iron this so that you don't have pleats or any unnecessary folds here and there. Okay, so now that I've done this, I will take this to my sewing machine. I would measure 1.5 inches away from my fold. Then I'll go ahead and sew it round. You can see that I left half inches, so I just sew with 1.5 inch round the waistline of the trouser. Okay, so this is what I'm showing us here. I've started sewing. So like I said, you are sewing 1.5 inches away from the waistline, and you still have extra half-inch hanging. So I'll just keep sewing like so. Okay, so I'm done sewing. Now this is the half-inch that is hanging. Can you see that? So I'll now take this to my sewing machine again and sew very close to the edge of the fold there. Okay, yeah, so at the very edge here, I'll go ahead and sew that, like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the shorts. So I'll just start sewing again. So you have to do this very slowly so that you don't sew beyond the fold or you sew more than 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so basically we're trying to create a casing for the elastic. Okay, that's because I'm using I'm using that elastic of 1/2 inch. Okay, so if you're using the bigger elastic, what it means is that the casing you will create will be 1 inch instead of 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll just keep sewing till I get to the end. Then I'll just leave about 1 inch spacing. That spacing will be where I'll be passing my elastic. I'm just cutting out all the loose threads. Okay, so here it is. So you must have an opening. This is my opening here, you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to pass my elastic. Now for the elastic, it's very simple. It's very simple. You take your waist circumference measurement. Okay, so if your waist is probably 30, you remove like 2 or 3 inches from your waist circumference measurements. So that will be the length of the elastic. So assuming my waist is probably 30, I can make the elastic maybe 28 inches. Okay, if I stretch it up to 42, which is my hip circumference, that means the short will conveniently pass through. So now I'm going to pass the elastic through, and I'll be using an elastic threader to do that. So this is my elastic threader. Okay, this is my elastic. I'm using 1/2 inch width of elastic, and this is my elastic threader. Okay, so I'll just fix the elastic in, pull down the the lever, and then I'll pass through. Yeah, so I'm going to use this to pass my elastic. If you don't have this elastic threader, you can use safety pin. It's the same function. Okay, it's the same function. So I'll just pass my elastic through. Okay, it's very easy. Yeah, so once you do this, the 1.5 inches extra of fabric we have at the top is what will form the paper bag effect. Okay, so once you bring out the elastic this way, all you have to do is either you tie the elastic, but for me I always prefer to stitch it. You stitch it, then you pull it in and close that opening, and you're done with the making of the paper bag shorts. So this is what it looks like here. It's very simple. Don't forget, you use your hip circumference measurement on the waistline, and that's all. So I hope you learned something from this tutorial. Okay, I hope you learned something. I hope it was useful for you. If you do not know how to cut and sew a short conveniently, perfectly, irrespective of your size, you can leave a comment in the comment section. We have a paid class for that. That's for those that want to learn how to make a perfect trouser. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.